So my name is Cynthia. It's been 4 years that I've filmed now, and I just finished this film portrait called Ishimwa from Bloodshed to Grace, which is it's a short film of 15 minutes. It's all about him.
Nitwa Ishimwa muhimanyi nakoranye na Cynthia gukora iyi documentary ijyanye n'ibintu nizamo bijyanye na ballet.
I think the idea came to us because when I met him, I knew that he was a ballet dancer, but I didn't know about the background story. So I started filming him dancing. Actually, it was a university assignment. I was supposed to do a 5-minute interview, and because I had met him maybe 2 months before that, I was just like, oh, that would be interesting to film a ballet dancer, a male black ballet dancer in London, and just talk about his experience. So I started filming him, and then when we were about to start the interview, that's when he said that dancing has been some sort of therapy for him as a genocide survivor, and as a Rwandan, obviously it's something that I was very interested about. So when I started asking questions, it was more about what actually happened in the grief rather than just the experience as a ballet dancer. So it was not the plan when I started filming, and then when I got all the footage and the 20th commemoration was approaching, this is when I've been told this is something that you really have to do, because we only hear about widows or survivors who were teenagers during the events, but not about those who were really younger babies and how they grew up with that trauma and knowing how they lost family members. So the idea came afterwards.
Behind every challenge, there are blessings. And in my case, it's very true. As a child and growing up in Rwanda and going through the genocide and experiencing traumas as a child and living in a dysfunctional home, I think my whole life has been quite messy. To be doing ballet, an art form that's quite clean, that's quite set, it's a form of escapism.
So as I said, it's a short film portrait, so it's only 15 minutes, but it's about one journey as a genocide survivor and what it means to grieve over 20 years and more. And it's an exploration of grief, I would say, and the different stages. So about how you understand when you're 4 years old that you just lost your mother in those circumstances, and then you know, anger, sadness, being in denial, all these things, and then the solutions that you find to actually move on with your life. This is what the story is about, I would say.
It was nerve-wracking because I'm not, you know, look at me. It's not my personality, so it was very, I felt very nervous. I mean, I'm confident, but I'm not a very loud person. So it was nerve-wracking, but at the same time I understood that it was more about the story rather than about me that was important. So yeah, and for me as well, in brief, is essentially giving the camera or the audience, whoever watches the story, a glimpse into my identity and who I am and what I've been through and what I'm interested in. The thing about dance is that it's a discipline. You learn a discipline. It's like athletics. It's like, I guess, being a soldier. You wake up at a certain time. You do certain exercise regime, etc. So it helped me by adding some structure in my life, and yeah, that's how it helped me.
Okay, that has been a really long process. So I shot everything in November 2013, and then I had to submit my assignment at my university, and I got my mark. And then, as I said, the 20th commemoration was approaching, and this is what I've been told, like I should do something with it. And the plan was to release it in April 2014, but I didn't get the courage. I don't know, because just of what it represents. And yeah, so I think the message is just to say that, you know, there are many ways you can find peace with yourself, and I try to put it in a way that is really relatable, even for people who were not in Rwanda.
For me, it's I guess the important thing about the film is that just because you went through a difficult time doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. That's essentially what the message is, and I feel like it shows you that actually Rwandan people, or people from Rwanda, or Rwandans, are diverse, and so not everybody is a banker or a lawyer. Some people could actually do dance and make a living from it. So I think that's a message that's very positive for people who come from my background, that actually, you know, when your dad tells you, oh, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer, that's not the only option. There's actually other stuff that you could be as well and still be successful in.
So this is how I decided that I will, you know, share it with people. And he told me in March, I think, that he was planning to travel to Rwanda in June. So that's how we decided, like, we are going to have the screenings.